I'm finally sharing all of the details of how I made this sweater and how you could too, whether you knit or crochet, because I'm pretty sure if I wear this one more time in a video without sharing all these details, there's gonna be a mutiny. If we haven't met before, welcome to the Stitch Lab. I'm Lee. I'm a crochet fashion designer. I integrate a lot more of that garment construction and design process, but today we aren't talking about any of that. We're talking about this sweater that I knitted, and it's a very special piece to me, and I didn't design the pattern for it, but it's still an incredible piece. I'm gonna share what pattern I used, where you can get it, the things that I did both intentionally and unintentionally to have it look like this, the yarn that I use, because that's one of the key factors, and then I'm gonna share crochet dupes, because you can definitely crochet this. I've spent some time swatching and I've come up with a stitch pattern that you can use to make this with a crochet hook, because I asked you if you wanted this video if you don't knit, and these were the results. So the pattern that I used for this is from a German brand called Lana Grossa. I actually have the full pattern book, and this is what it ultimately was supposed to look like. This is supposed to be using yarn from their Lala Berlin collection. I'm not going to show you the actual like written pattern, obviously, because it is commercially copyrighted. I finished this almost exactly 2 years ago this month. But one of the benefits of being asked for how to make this pattern a couple years later is that the pattern is actually now free on Ravelry, so I will link that below. But so yeah, there's a pattern. You can go make it, but you'll notice that some of the things are different in the pattern. So I'll let myself from 2 years ago explain. What I was supposed to do for the neckline was the same thing as what was on the cuffs here, which would have just been super flimsy. I had been getting very frustrated with how out of proportion the collars that I was doing looked. I had made 3 versions of the collar when I saw Fall Winter 24 Dries Van Noten show. These fabulous huge cowls, and I was like, that is what I need. I immediately cast on a completely different size and shape and did this is brioche stitch to get this huge chunky fabulous look, but it's basically like a full small sweater's worth of cowl in here. Other than the yarn choice being different, if you've seen any of my pattern designs, you know that I like more of an oversized fit. So I definitely went a little bit off of the grid here when I was making this. First of all, the size of the honeycombs are a little bit bigger. On the shape overall, I wanted it to be a little bit boxier. But now, you know, it's funny, you're benefiting from the fact that I have been now knitting and crocheting for like 3 years instead of just 1 when I initially made this. So talking about the yarn choice, the yarn that I used had a huge effect on the way that this looks. This entire thing is only 2 different yarns. The way this stitch is done is it's actually really pretty flat. We're carrying the yarn in the back. I'm showing you this because the first yarn that I used was much chunkier than it was supposed to be. This multi-color yarn, and it's this Mystery by Wool Addicts, and it changes colors all throughout. It has some dots. It's just a really fabulous yarn, but it's also really, really chunky. The pattern called for a yarn that was about a needle size of 6 millimeters. Oh wait, did I tell you I have, ironically, I actually have the yarn that's supposed to be used in this pattern. I'll tell you about that in a second. This one though is chainette in just all of these different colors, but it is really chunky. So then when I was using the second yarn, which is also from Lana Grossa though, Natural Alpaca Palo, and this is like a Puno spun yarn. So both really lightweight, but very warm yarns. This one is a little bit smaller than it was supposed to be. I ended up double stranding it throughout the entire piece, except for this little, now seemingly very dinky cuff that I have here. That did change the effect a lot, made it a lot chunkier, and created more of that raised effect. Now the Wool Addicts one I really love because you kind of don't know what you're gonna get, and these are several different colorways. This is the same color as this one. You can see on the back of this piece all of the different colors that you get to see. This is on brioche crochet scarf that I'm working on. Such a beautiful, beautiful effect, whether it's your main color or it's a complementary one. Now this alpaca yarn, unfortunately, I do think is discontinued in this colorway, but it's kind of one of those self-striping yarn. So this is a green and white on here, then the main is a yellow and white, and I did try to hold the two strands at roughly the same color changingness so that you did get some of that like pure white and pure kind of gold in there, but it really is a beautiful, beautiful yarn. Here's an example of some of the other colors that it came in. I made my puffed granny square beanie in, I wish they hadn't discontinued it because I do love it. And like I said, I'm kind of stockpiling it. But as you know, irony would have it, I do have the yarn that's actually supposed to be used in this pattern. I swear it was sold out when I had originally looked at this, but maybe it wasn't and I just used it in different pieces. If you saw the very first scrap yarn hoodie, you might notice that this yarn looks really familiar, and even in the most recent edition, this yarn also made an appearance. But when I compare the sizes, these two aren't that dissimilar. This is definitely a little bit chunkier, but the other yarn was supposed to be this guy, so you really do see a very different thickness here, and that's one of the reasons why this turned out the way that it did. If you do live in the EU, there is still some of this online, so you could actually buy this full packet combo and make it the way that they actually have it in the book, or you could try something a little bit different. I'll link some dupes for both the weight of this particular yarn. It's a good comparison to the Drops Air. And then I think Katya has a good yarn that does a kind of self-striping. You can see here, this one is just a little bit nuts, which I really love. In case you're trying to get a similar effect, I used a bunch of different ones. I'm currently using this on one of the Fruity Pebbles pattern tests. This is the underside of the collar, but you can see just the colors are really, really something kind of special and unpredictable. I have noticed it's not as readily available as it used to be, but I hope they keep it. So if you want to knit this, there's a pattern, you can replicate the collar, but what if you want to crochet it? Well, I am obsessed with this crochet brioche stitch, and one of the reasons that I'm so in love with it is because of this just luscious collar. You can replicate pretty easily by just doing this really chunky rib. It's a yarn over slip stitch. I have a video about it, and I will link a tutorial for a free pattern to make a cowl just like this out of this stitch. If it is not linked yet, it's coming really soon. As for the body, so I tried a couple of things here. Initially, I was thinking that it should be some sort of like a fan stitch. There were suggestions from people about doing something mosaic-y. So I tried them all out, and then I found one that actually works. So I tried a puff stitch, and it's not the same effect. I also tried kind of like a fan stitch, and just again, the effect is not the same. So then I was thinking, okay, maybe a mosaic where we actually carry our second yarn behind, but the just density and the lightness, which I think is the reason to use this yarn in the first place, was kind of lost in that way. What if I kind of combine the two and harness the fact that this is actually very flat? It's not a true cable, it's a kind of overlaid look. I found a combination that used some of the principles from both things, the flatness of the main body stitch and then having the shaping created by just an overlay, and then combining that with not actual true mosaic, but chaining like I was doing something like a fan stitch to keep this really light and not use as much yarn. And what it is, a half double crochet back and forth, and then it is a US double crochet in the front post here, and then it's in just the top of the stitches to do these diagonal pieces, and then to create that kind of weaving in and out. Every place where there is this colorful change, I chain over it instead, and then the repeat is 6. So there's a post, 4 stitches, and then another post, and then you begin again. This is not clearly a full tutorial, one of the reasons being that this is not my pattern, but I did write this out in stitch notation so that you could just keep that repeat going and create something just like this. If you want to get your hands on that, there's a link to sign up for my newsletter. I'll send you the stitch notation so that you can see what this actually looks like, because obviously it has a foundation row to it as well. But I do think we got a really close dupe here. This is a 6mm hook using the same yarn, and if you end up making a sweater using either knitting or crocheting it, I really love to see it. Tag me on socials, and of course, if you want to crochet with me in real life, you can always find me at the Stitch Lab, my crochet community. We have weekly live crochet sessions. There's dedicated spaces to help you make patterns within the community, and you can find the link to the Stitch Lab and all of my patterns in the description box. But this was a ton of fun. Thank you for challenging me to figure out how to do this in crochet. But if you have any ideas for a different type of sweater that we could make using a stitch like this, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to crochet with you again soon. If you enjoyed this, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and liking this video. Hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the fabulous future content. Thanks so much for watching.